Today's video about side hustles isn't going to be your traditional video about side hustles. Okay people, you can do Uber, you can do Lyft, you can do DoorDash. No, there are tons of videos just like that. This video will have 3 parts. First, I'm going to tell you the 5 relatively unconventional side hustles that I've had. Second, I'll give you 5 points to consider when starting up your own side hustle. Third, I'll give you the 6 side hustles that I'm in the process of trying right now or will try in the near future. All right, let's get into it. Hello there, my name is Caleb and my goal is to teach you financially what you may have not been taught in school. I'm truly honored that you're here. There is an almost endless number of possibilities when it comes to side hustles. In this video, I want to open up your mind to side hustle possibilities so that you can get creative in starting up your own. So let's start with my 5 relatively unconventional side hustles and then we'll get into finding your own. Number 1, mowing lawns. This is mostly a side hustle that I did for family. Before my dad retired, I, along with my brother Josiah, mowed the lawn for him for years. We also mowed for a neighbor for several years. That was a good side hustle for the summer, and we normally garnered about $300 to $800 depending on what the year was and who we were mowing for. Number 2.
Splitting firewood!
We lived on a farm growing up where there was almost an unlimited amount of firewood available. We started out by using a sledgehammer for our business, but then ended up upgrading to a log splitter with my dad and sold a good amount of wood for several years. Actually, they do still sell wood, I'm just less involved because YouTube takes all my time. I wasn't that great at tracking the finances for this one, but we did fairly well in terms of an hourly rate. People love to have fires on their back patios where we live. Number 3, wedding videography. This has been the most profitable side hustle for me. I started videography back in 2011 when I got my first camera. I loved it so much that I started filming weddings with a friend. Right now I tend to do 1 or 2 weddings a year and will make about $40 an hour while I'm filming and then $25 to $30 an hour while I'm editing. Number 4, real estate drone photography. I love flying drones and I think it has to do with getting a unique perspective. This is my drone. So when I bought that drone for the fun of it, I decided to turn it into a side hustle for real estate drone photography. I got some flyers, had them put up in a local real estate office, and have done about 10 jobs since. It's been a pretty good hourly rate of $30 to $40 an hour because I'll take the photos and videos and then I'll do some simple edits before delivering them to the realtor. Number 5, making vinyl decals. This is a side hustle I started late last year. I'll design a decal that I like and then I'll post it on Etsy for purchase. I'm still working out how to be more efficient with my processes and everything, but I've done about $150 of sales so far. Here are a few of the ones that were best sellers last year. So we've got 2021, we're so close. 2021, happiest new year ever. And my personal favorite, all I want for Christmas is 2021. I'm also working on a honey label for a guy in our area that makes bourbon barrel honey. Yeah, that's a pretty wide range of side hustles. There's one thing that each of them have in common though. I really enjoy them. So having said all that, let's look at what you should consider when getting a side hustle up and running. But first we gotta thank our sponsor, Pepsi. No, I wish it was Pepsi. No, it's just our laying hens.
Hey, thanks for sponsoring the video, ladies.
They're getting a little older. Sometimes they lay, sometimes they don't. It's a good thing I don't rely on eggs for breakfast. So here are the top things that I believe you should consider when choosing a side hustle. What are the things that you love to do? This is seriously the number 1 because like 70% of people spend their lives doing a job that is not engaging or fulfilling to them. What we don't want is for you to spend 40 hours or more each week in a job that you don't care about and then come home to a side hustle that you also don't care about. Ideally, you're gonna have some passion for it. What physical resources do you have? Do you have a lawnmower, a snow shovel, camera? How can you use these resources in order to make a little extra cash? What are you particularly knowledgeable about? Is there something that you can teach? Do people come to you for advice on certain topics? What opportunities do you have that have the most profit potential? You can do some research into ideas that you have, like is there anyone doing it already and what kind of demand is there? Chris Guillebeau is like the side hustle guy. I've read several of his books and listened to his podcast on the subject. He says that any side hustle that you have should make more in an hourly rate than what your normal job is. Now I don't think that that's a deal breaker necessarily, but I think it's a great goal to shoot for. I'll put links to his books and podcast in the description because I really enjoyed them. And last question, what can be turned into money the fastest? This seems similar to the last one, but it's really not. My 2 most profitable side hustles needed me to purchase a camera and a drone. And the clients that I would eventually find didn't end up needing me immediately. There are things that you can do that can make money as a side hustle faster than others. If you're trying to knock out some debt quickly, it might be better to find a side hustle that takes a little less time to get up and running. The key is don't be afraid to start. Maybe delivering groceries or giving drunk people rides home is something that you would enjoy. Remember that my examples weren't intended to be things that you could just pick up and start making money at today. You absolutely can, but most of mine tend to have a higher capital investment than most side hustles actually need. These were just intended to give you some inspiration into how to make some money with some creative ways. Okay, now that we've covered that, here's some side hustles that I'm doing right now or starting up in the near future. Number one is blogging. I've had a blog for several years and I was focusing on personal growth for a while, and then I started focusing much more on personal finance late last year, and as of today, I have made a whopping 37 cents. So less than minimum wage. This is something that I plan to continue posting on, and my hope is that it turns into a stream of income where I can make more than $1 per hour. Number two is selling eggs. Bailey and I just got some chickens, actually the sponsors of this video. Now this was never intended to be like a business or anything, but they do provide some eggs, so what we'd like to do is sell the eggs so that we can at a minimum pay for the feed. Maybe not a side hustle, but more of a hobby with a goal of making it financially sustainable. Number three is Airbnb. Bailey and I want to get into the hospitality industry and open up some Airbnbs and give people unique lodging experiences here in Central Ohio. We're excited about the ideas so far, and our plan is to open up our first one in 2022. More details to come. Number four is YouTube. These videos take a ton of work. I love making them, but my goal is to ultimately turn this into a side hustle by monetizing my channel. This means garnering 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. So I've got a little ways to go. Number five is candle making. This sounds weird, but I got into it because of the stickers that I make. I thought, hey, I can make candles with funny labels since I make stickers. I'm still exploring this a bit. As some of you know, I've tried some of them because my candles have been a sponsor in the past video. I know that people sell candles on Etsy for anywhere from $8 to $25. Maybe by the time this comes out, I'll have my first candle listed on Etsy. Hey, Editing Caleb here to let you know that I did in fact get my first candle up on Etsy, and I decided to give it a money-related label, so if you care to look, you can check it out in the description down below. Number six, build my financial coaching business. This may be number six, but it's actually number one on my list. I absolutely love helping people understand money and budgeting. That's why I started this channel. Ultimately, if I could turn this hustle into a full-time gig, I would be a happy man. So what can you take from this video? My hope is that you can see that there are nearly endless ways that you can make money on the side, but they might not all be perfect for you. The main four things that you have to keep in mind are these. What do you love to do? What physical resources do you have? What knowledge and skills do you possess? And what is profitable? If you hit the sweet spot on these, you've got your side hustle. So let me pass this question on to you. What is your top one or two side hustle ideas? I want to hear from you in the comments down below because I love hearing creative ideas. As always, hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. And remember, money doesn't have to be confusing. You can control it. All right, I've got some side hustles to work on, like editing this video. Thanks for hanging with me.